forecast for Sunday, October 29th. So today the moon is still very much in Taurus energy. Of course, we're still very much in the full moon energy window. And of course, it being a lunar eclipse, we are still very much in this eclipse energy as well. I want you to be very aware of post-lunar hangover symptoms. Yes, they can be kind of interchangeable with the ascension symptoms that we discuss in the weekly ascension forecast. However, we do have to kind of understand that the energy coming from this full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus here yesterday was definitely palpable. We're going to be sitting in it for quite some time, and we're definitely feeling the weight of that particular energy in our physical form. So we have 9 different aspects here today. 8 of them are going to involve the moon, and the one that does not is a very powerful activation of our inner realm energy. We'll talk about that in just a second. First, we kick things off with the moon in Taurus semi-squaring Neptune, who is retrograde in his place of power in this Pisces energy. So a semi-square is a little bit of a tension point, illuminating a little bit of a struggle, a little bit of a conflict within us. Of course, the moon in Taurus wants to ground us out, keep us stuck kind of in the present moment, evaluating what it is that our bodies, our physical selves want, need, and desire. The semi-square with Neptune is kind of highlighting where it is that we're really not sure of our current goals, our current dreams, our current visions. And that's okay. The Neptune energy, especially being retrograde in Pisces energy right now, is kind of highlighting for us what it is that we've been running away from, what it is that we've been avoiding, especially when it comes to the shadow work that needs to be done in order to release us of some of the egoic programming that is keeping us stuck in a state of paralysis. This is okay if you're not able to align with your intuition right now. We're in eclipse energy. It is highly probable that you are not able to align with your higher self or your spirit guides or the higher realms of intelligence. That's okay. That clarity will come back. That strength, that connection will come back. But right now, because we're in this eclipse energy, it isn't the easiest thing to do, aligning with the higher source of intelligence. Now, the moon in Taurus is going to come up to, bump into, team up with Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of growth, expansion, beliefs, abundance, and blessings. He's retrograde, internalizing this energy in Taurus energy. Of course, if you downloaded the Moon Guide, which I highly recommend you do even today, if you haven't done so already, we're still very much in the full moon energy, still very much in eclipse season. The alignment guide is definitely going to help you out. But if you did kind of listen to the astro forecast and download the Moon Guide, you would know that Jupiter had a major key part in this full moon lunar eclipse that we just had here yesterday. And now the moon is coming up and kind of teaming up with Jupiter, which hopefully will kind of refresh us where optimism and confidence is concerned. Let me be very clear though, Jupiter has a tendency to kind of magnify, turn the volume all the way up on our current emotions, on our current mental plane. And because we're in this lunar energy and everything's a little bit crazy and chaotic, there could be an amplification of just not knowing what to do, where to go, what we should even be pouring our time and energy into. But for the most part, this is a very positive interaction, and it can give us huge insights into whatever it is that we're currently feeling, especially with new goals, new visions, new dreams that we're trying to kind of percolate on and form a plan and a strategy over. It is definitely going to show us where it is that we're moving away from certain roles, responsibilities, opportunities, if you will, and where it is that we have a passion and a desire to create new ones. So the moon is going to sit across from, directly oppose Mercury and then Mars. So this is a big deal because, of course, the Taurus and Scorpio axis is being activated again, or still, if you want to kind of take a look at that. Now, the moon opposing Mercury, that's our headspace. So we're not on the same page emotionally and mentally speaking. The moon opposing Mars means that we are not in alignment with the actions, the passion, the desire, the aggression that we need to have in order to formulate a plan, a path, a strategy to actually move forward. But the interesting dynamic here is that it offers us a choice point. We're seeing things from a different set of eyes, so to speak. Now, granted, we're still looking through a very foggy type of skewed lens because of the eclipse energy. But emotionally speaking, we're kind of understanding where it is that we're not on the same page with our thoughts, with our emotions. And of course, we have to get our heart and our head in alignment before we can engage the physical body to take action and make moves, which is very much Mars energy. The moon is going to make a positive interaction with Saturn. Saturn, of course, the Lord of Karma, retrograde in Pisces energy. This is a positive interaction. So we are starting to see where it is that there's new roles, new responsibilities, new room, new space for us to be building something new, especially a new belief system, especially this new version of self, understanding where in our physical realms we're not quite content and therefore what it is that we would like to build in its place. This is a little bit, I'm going to say, of a reality check, a little bit of an anchoring point, grounding point, but it's not a bad one. You know, we're not very heavily weighted with this energy. We're not restricted. We're not blocked as if we would be if it was a negative aspect with Mr. Saturn. Instead, it's kind of us realizing the work that we've done and where we've matured and where we've gained wisdom and knowledge and where it is in our lives that we're ready to kind of integrate that, put that forth and start building towards something new. So the one aspect that we have going on here today that doesn't involve the moon is between Mercury and Mars. Okay, so Mercury and Mars, they just opposed Jupiter yesterday under that full moon energy. And so we just had the moon kind of oppose both of them individually and really kind of stir a lot of inner realm thoughts, inner realm emotions, inner realms passions and desires up. Now, this is going to really send a reverberatory shock to our central nervous system. We have to consider the fact Mercury, he rules over our mental plane, information, communication, how it is that we express ourselves. He's in Scorpio energy, blending the best of both worlds. Our intellect, where logic and practicality kind of reign, with our emotions, our intuition. That's Scorpio energy. So Mars, of course, the ruler of action and passion and desire and even aggression, in his rulership in Scorpio energy, this is like us realizing where it is that, you know, we might not have a lot of physical energy, but we are in our inner realms just wired, okay? There's a lot of pent up energy. There's a lot of energy bouncing around like a pinball. We are very focused. We want to come up with these ideas. We want to come up with this path, with this plan, with this strategy. We want to come up with solutions to a lot of the problems that we've been banging our head against a wall about. And although this can kind of position us to be, you know, motivated and kind of hell-bent, determined to kind of make a move and to move forward, and although this is kind of putting a pep in our step and elevating our physical energy to I'm going to say a state that we've been lacking for a very long time, this is going to put a lot of pressure in our headspace. It's going to put a lot of pressure in our physical body. We have ants in our pants. We have a lot of restlessness. We have a lot of agitation because we want to take action. We want to make moves, but we don't know what that means. We don't know where to pour our time, our energy. And so our central nervous system is going to get a little bit of a overstimulation from this particular aspect. And if you find yourself in situations where you are having conversations and they are a little bit sensitive, let's say, let's just watch out for being insensitive. We're a little bit blunt, a little bit straightforward. Although that can be advantageous in some particular circumstances, it can come off as aggressive. Because we're overly excited, because there's a lot of pressure building up, we just kind of blurt things out, not realizing the impact of the reception that this particular information could have on another individual. So we're really kind of stuck up in the mental plane. We want to figure things out so that we can get our heart and our head on the same page, so that we can engage our physical bodies and make Mars happy. So the kind of rule of thumb here is to keep the physical body busy by doing mundane tasks and chores, cleaning up, organizing your physical realm. Definitely giving your physical body an outlet. Exercise is a great way to do it, to give your body an outlet to get the energy out. Our mental plane, our headspace, rapidly trying to process new ideas, new path, new plan, new strategy. And therefore, that excess energy is going to bounce around within us if we don't give it an outlet to actually get out of our body. So yes, this is definitely going to turn the volume all the way up on some inner tensions that we're feeling within ourselves. We have to be careful that that energy isn't being projected outwards and kind of creating tension and conflict with other people. The moon is then going to interact with Chiron, the wounded healer, who is retrograde in Aries energy in a very positive way. This is suggesting that we're growing, we're healing, we're having some epiphanies, we're seeing where it is that we have to come up with a path, a plan, a strategy. We're understanding where it is that we are making some improvements or realizing where those improvements are needed. So this is definitely going to boss us up a little bit, make us feel a little bit more grounded, more anchored in, and kind of give ourselves a little bit of a pat on the back, if I do say so myself. The moon in Taurus then going to trine, beautiful interaction, with Venus. Venus, of course, ruler of this Taurus energy, ruler of this eclipse season. And Venus is currently not in her most favorable position, but in Virgo energy, really kind of analyzing matters of the heart, processing who and what is contributing to the overall happiness, the overall pleasure, the overall safety, stability, security of how it is that we're thinking, how it is that we're feeling, and eliminating the aspects, the elements that are not contributing to that overall happy place. This is a trine, which is a harmonization, a gentle nudge in the right direction, if I do say so myself. And this is a beautiful interaction because it means that we're taking a grounded, more logical, practical approach to matters of the heart. We're realizing what it is that we want, what we need, what we desire, and we're also realizing what is standing in the way of us getting those particular elements. The moon is then going to come up to, team up with Uranus. Uranus is the great awakener, retrograde in Taurus energy. You best believe that this is going to be a jolt to the central nervous system, a little bit of anxiety, anticipation, excitement, depending on how you allow this energy to manifest. But one thing we know for sure is there's some clarity on the way. There is a major jolt of energy shifting our emotional plane, shifting our heart space, opening up our head space, recognizing what it is that we need to do differently in order to produce a different result. This is a major aha moment that will totally change our perspective, our understanding, and our path, our plan, our strategy as far as moving forward goes.